Hi, today I want to read you Genesis chapter 7. And the reason why I am reading you Genesis chapter 7 is because I'm finding it very important for us to read through the chapters of the Bible. We go to church, and sometimes, even though we do have Bible study, but the pastor preacher or leaders, they do just choose a verse or two and then they preach on those verses, but we really do not know the content, the full content of these stories. So I'm just finding it purposeful right now to read through the chapters with you. I'm trying to do a chapter per video so that you can delve a little bit more deeply into these stories and see the different characters and assess these stories, and so that you can have a real good foundation of the Bible. I have not read through the entire Bible myself currently, but I've read through a few books and I thought, why don't I just read through the chapters and share the chapters? Because I know a lot of people have not read through. They have a basic idea, but they haven't really read through. So the reason why I am doing this is because I would like to share these chapters with you so that we can know more about these stories, these biblical stories. So today it will be about Genesis 7, the flood. So I am actually doing the Amplified Bible. I'm doing the Amplified Bible. Then the Lord said to Noah, "Come into the ark, you with all your household, for you alone I have seen as righteous, doing what is right before me in this generation. Of every clean animal you shall take with you 7 pair, the male and his female. And of animals that are not clean, 2 each, the male and his female. And of the birds of the air, 7 pair, the male and the female, to keep the offspring alive on the surface of the earth. For in 7 days I'm going to cause it to rain on the earth for 40 days and 40 nights, and I will destroy, blot out, wipe away every living thing that I have made from the surface of the earth." So Noah did all that the Lord commanded. Noah was 600 years old when the flood, the deluge of water, came on the earth, covering all of the land. Then Noah and his wife and his sons' wives with him entered the ark to escape the flood waters. Of clean animals and animals that are not clean, and birds and fowls and everything that crawls on the ground, they came motivated by God into the ark with Noah 2 by 2, the male and the female, just as God had commanded Noah. And after the 7 days, God released the rain, and the flood waters came on the earth. In the 600th year of Noah's life, on the 17th day of the second month, on the same day, all the fountains of the great deep subterranean waters burst open, and the windows and floodgates of the heavens were opened. It rained on the earth for 40 days and 40 nights. On the very same day, Noah and Shem and Ham and Japheth, the sons of Noah, and Noah's wife, and the 3 wives of his sons with them, entered the ark, they and every animal according to its kind, all the livestock according to their kind, every moving thing that crawls on the earth according to its kind, and every bird according to its kind, every winged thing of every sort. So they went into the ark with Noah 2 by 2 of all living beings in which there was the breath and spirit of life. These which entered, male and female of all flesh creatures, entered as God had commanded Noah, and the Lord closed the door behind him. The flood, the great downpour of rain, was 40 days and nights on the earth, and the waters increased and lifted up the ark, and it flooded high above the land. The waters became mighty and increased greatly on the earth, and the ark floated on the surface of the waters. The waters prevailed so greatly and were so mighty and overwhelming on the earth, so that all the high mountains everywhere under the heavens were covered. In fact, the waters became 15 cubits higher than the highest ground, and the mountains were covered. All living beings that moved on the earth perished. Birds and cattle, domestic animals, wild animals, all things that swarmed and crawled on the earth, and all mankind. Everything on the dry land, all in whose nostrils was the breath and spirit of life, died. God destroyed, blotted out, wiped away every living thing that was on the surface of the earth, man and animals and the crawling things and the birds of the heavens were destroyed from the land. Only Noah and those who were with him in the ark remained alive. The waters covered all of the earth for 150 days, 5 months. So that was the story of the flood in Genesis chapter 7. And I also want to encourage you to probably read along or read after or even before, even read different versions. I like the Amplified version, but I also read the King James version. And I have some other versions of the Bible too that I will go because sometimes when I'm reading, I think to myself, I wonder what this other version of the Bible says. And so, not to get too confused with the different versions of the Bible, but I do like the Amplified because it's very expansive. But I do tend to like reading the King James Version because the King James Version is a little bit more traditional, and I like to see some of those traditional words that they will use. And I'm like, that's how they had said it at this time, because they're even older Bibles than the King James version of the Bible. But as the Bible goes, you'll kind of get lost in it with all the different versions. So just choose a version that you find easy to read for you, and go through the different chapters and read and see these stories and understand these stories. It's really important because reading is fundamental.